Hello?
Neeley?
Yep, I hear you.
Hello, sir. Are you back at the...
Am I live on the air? Long-time listener, first-time caller?
Where's the bell? Bing! Thanks for calling. Hey, how you doing, Neeley?
I'm hanging out here at the bar with Eddie Trunk.
Really?
The guys from Dokken. Some guys from Extreme.
Did you punch Eddie in the fucking nuts?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm standing here, watching Don and Eddie talk.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, Eddie could act less disinterested in even listening to Don say anything.
Really? So he doesn't care about anything?
Yeah, he doesn't care. I know.
So
Taylor is he's just like hanging over the railing, like he wants to throw himself over the edge or something.
So why don't you just go over to him and just start pissing on his leg?
I should.
Just walk over and see if he notices that you're pissing on his leg.
Right. Well, John is standing here, so why don't you talk? Yeah, you want to talk to Chris? Talk to Chris for a minute. Yeah, Chris. Just for 2 minutes.
John Levin, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
John Levin, I'm talking to you. What are you doing?
I'm at a bar with Wild Mick Brown pushing alcohol on me. It's very bad.
Oh,
I've discovered a new thing called Jameson.
That's a new thing?
You've never had Jameson before?
No, it was Mick's idea. He said, you need a Jameson. I'm upset. I guess I'm finding out, so.
Well,
we missed you tonight. Where were you?
Dude, I'm here.
Well, I guess you're working. That's a Jameson question. Hey, where were you?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just sort of here, man.
A few states away.
Well, dude, how's everything out there on the road? How's that shoulder, and how's the new lighter guitar feeling?
Shoulder's good, thank you. And yeah, the lighter guitar is just incredible. A couple glasses of water weighed more than my whole guitar.
Nice.
No, I'm serious. It weighs like under 4 pounds.
Really?
How does a guitar weigh under 4? What kind of wood's that made out of, man?
It's this wood called Polonia. Quite honestly, to me, it feels almost like balsa wood, but it sounds great. It sounds incredible. Adam Reaver from Floyd Upgrades made that guitar for me, and it has a Charvel neck now on it, and it's just great.
No shit.
I've been using it the whole summer.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when I see you next time, I'll show it to you. You're going to be shocked how light this thing is.
Awesome.
Now, John, I mean, obviously you've had a couple of shoulder surgeries, and that is the reason for the lighter guitar. Did you find that you had to kind of adjust how you're playing because the guitar is so much lighter?
Well, when I actually first got this, it was so light I had to heavy it up a little bit. It just felt silly, so I had to put a couple parts on there that maybe I added a pound onto it. I think it was maybe 3 pounds when I got it.
Wow.
And now it's, maybe a pound heavier. But the surgery thing, it was a really good thing for me. I feel better. I'm not walking around in pain all the time. And the traveling used to be really hard. That was the hardest part, was traveling. And I'm doing much better with that, thankfully. So, it's all good. I had to relearn how I sit with the guitar. If I sit and play, I had to readjust my whole posture when I play. So it took a while, but finally came around, which was good.
Right, definitely. Well, John, what's going on in the Dokken camp, man? I mean, 1 minute I'm hearing there's a record, the next minute I'm hearing there's not, the next minute I'm hearing there is. Where are you guys at?
I think what we'll do is, look, Don and I write when we feel like writing. We live very close by each other, so at some point he'll probably call me or I'll call him and I'll say, what are you doing? Do you want to maybe hang out a little bit and write a song? And he'll say, okay, or something like that.
Right.
But we might, look, in today's world, it doesn't really make sense to do full albums anymore,
Right.
There's nowhere to sell them, and it's just so hard. It's not even so much whether or not you can sell it, it's whether or not people can hear it, and it just seems like people just gravitate to 1 or 2 songs,
Mm-hmm.
That Empire song we did from the last record, that's done pretty well on YouTube. It almost has 200,000 hits now, so in light of that, I think we might just do like a single.
Okay.
With a video. So, but you never know. Once Don and I start writing, if it starts flowing really well, who knows what can happen, We could start out with a song or two, and next thing you know, we have a record. But we'll see.
Does that feel comfortable for you after so many years of doing it the quote-unquote traditional way?
Yeah, it feels more comfortable to me. I think, we spent so much time on all of our albums. On the last one, on Broken Bones, we spent like 9 months or so on it, and it was just so disheartening that in the state of the music business, it's just, it was like we both felt it was such a great album, and of course, so we didn't tour on it because I had my surgery and Don had his surgery, like within a week of each other.
Right.
So, that's just really what it comes down to. We have to feel like there's a reason to do it, Of course, we want to make the music, and there's a reason for that, but is there a reason to put so much time in and do a whole album when it just, you feel disheartened at the end that it doesn't really, you don't feel like it gets, the recognition, not so much recognition, but the exposure that you feel like it should get,
Right. John, in terms of like the writing, I know you said you're doing like singles and stuff. Having someone like Mark Bowles in terms of his vocal ability and especially songwriting. Oh, Bowles is out?
Bowles is out.
Really? All right. Well, there goes my question. I did not know that. Where have I been? I was going to ask how that affects the songwriting with a guy like that, but all right.
It affects deeply.
Mark Bowles only sang background on some of the songs of the last record. He had nothing to do with the songwriting on the last record.
Yeah, I just wonder because I knew he was a songwriter before, and with a range like his, I wondered if that would affect like the things you can do like musically.
I think it was more of an after the fact thing. When Mark came in, Don and I really already had all the songs written.
Okay.
And at that point, we just were sort of in search of someone to do backgrounds, and Don found Mark.
Okay.
That's really how that happened.
Okay, sure.
John, let me ask you the hard question. Since you've heard as well as I've heard the George Lynch rumblings, is that frustrating for you to have to kind of be looking over your shoulder to see if that is coming?
Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. That's the same talk that's been going around for 12 years. I've been in the band,
Right.
So, that is what it is, and it just doesn't really affect me one way or the other, quite frankly.
Right, exactly. No, I'm with you, man. I said it on the show last week, or 2 weeks ago when Neeley and I were together. I personally, I don't see it happening just because I don't see that there's any reason for it to happen. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. You're way more in the business than I am, and you don't have to share the business if you don't want to, but there's no real reason to do it. There's not this financial $10 million offer that's going to be there to make it viable, right?
Yeah, if there was that offer there, believe me, I'd be saying to Don, look, man, you got to do it. I think it's a lot of money.
Right.
But in short of that, the current lineup is just, we're all playing so well together and having so much fun. It would probably take enough money to outweigh that, I think, for that to happen.
Right, I hear you. Talk real quick about Chris McCarville. He's just now getting started with the band. How's that fitting?
It's fitting great. We did a tour with Chris in 2008. He did the whole Poison tour.
Right.
So it's really a pleasure to have him back. I mean, last night was his first show, and it felt like it was his 100th show.
Okay.
I mean, he just fell right in, and we did a wonderful show last night with him. So it's just a really, really welcome to have him back.
Awesome, dude. Well, dude, I will let you get back to your Jameson since you sound like you really want to have more of those. So
yeah, I'm trying to slur my words. I'm already a couple deep.
Well, go have some beers and celebrate another successful show, dude. And as always, bro, man, it's always great to talk to you. And you and I, we have plenty more work to do.
Sounds good, man. My pleasure. Anytime.
All right, bro.
Okay, goodbye. All right, man, that was a great John Levin.
Yeah, it is. Dude, how about that? He's like, I don't give a fuck what happens with the George Lynch thing.